We all wish that we could change some things in our past, or we long for things that once were. But there's a reason that the rear view mirror is so small and the windshield is so large. Hi, I'm Heidi Tucker, and welcome back to the Pickled Sunflower. Today I want to talk about how we need to stop looking into the rear view mirror and we need to start looking forward with a confident expectation for the future. You know, we've been through a real period of grief, and in many respects we're still there. We are mourning for what was, right? That we wish for that normal that we used to have. It was a period that was comfortable, and we have a longing for that. We would say to ourselves, well, maybe next week. And then we were saying, well, maybe in a couple of weeks. And then it was, well, maybe next month. Now we find ourselves saying, maybe next year, that life will become normal again. Well, I feel a shift. It's going to take some effort, and it's going to be a little bit hard and a little bit uncomfortable, but I feel like it's time to pivot. There's a powerful exercise that has worked for me, and I want to share that with you. Basically, I have broken down my thoughts into 3 different areas. These are things that we've learned about ourselves during the pandemic. What have you learned? Are there strengths that you've sort of gathered about yourself as you've battled through this really hard period of time? Are there surprising little positive nuggets that you've learned about yourself? Okay, we're going to break this down into 3 areas. Those 3 areas are physical, emotional, and spiritual. Let's talk about physical first. Some examples might be, did you learn to say no? Was your life simplified? Were you running around a whole lot less than you used to, and you thought to yourself, wow, this is really great. I mean, we're home more, we're gathered together. Did you use the time to become really healthy and fit? Okay, the second area is emotional. Think about some of the things that you might have gained and that you might be seeing about yourself emotionally with fewer deadlines. Was that freeing for you? Were you able to sort of relax a little bit more? Did you feel, in some sense, your stress level go down because your to-do list was not quite as long? Is there a stronger connection with family? Was there more time at the dinner table for you? Did you learn who your really close friends were? Those are just some examples that you might ponder or think about. Are there strengths in the emotional areas of your life that have improved and have strengthened? Okay, the third area, spiritually. Regardless of the faith that you practice, you probably have not been attending church because so many of them shut down. We had to take that to a whole new level of responsibility by doing that on our own in our homes if we wanted to continue to study and to build our own spirituality. So we took that step. If you did, what changed for you during that time? Was that a really great thing for you? Were you able to ponder more in your own study of scripture and of gospel messages and of just reading really good, healthy things that lifted your spirits? Was that a good thing for you? Was your relationship with God changed during this time? You know, we've all had the opportunity to practice a really important principle, which is going from fear to faith. How has that looked like for you? And have you become stronger? Do you have a stronger testimony of that principle because of what you've been through? Now, when you step back and take a look at that list, pull together all of those positives, those aha moments, those golden nuggets. That's a picture of a confident future because it's different. Yes, it's different, but you've got some new strengths that you've gained during this struggle. These new strengths may just open up a new path, which means something that's a little bit of a different career for you. Maybe it's some volunteer opportunities in the future that you want to get into because of what you've learned. There are new ways to serve others. In these negative, dark times, it's really important at some point to pivot. And I think that that is now, because I think we've had enough time looking in the rearview mirror and really mourning what was, and that we need to start looking forward and being excited about what might be a little bit different, a little bit uncomfortable, but what is our future, and to be confident in that because of what we've gained. Finding hope does not mean sitting on the couch. It's really hard to find hope if you're not putting forth any effort. I know that if we take our physical and our emotional and our spiritual strengths and we do our very best with what we have and put forth the effort, that God will meet us halfway. I know that to be true because I've seen that so many times in my life and in the lives of others. I'm so passionate about hope that I've written a book about it called Finding Hope in the Journey. That's my first of 3 books. And if you're interested in reading more about that, it's a book about positioning your heart to really see and feel and hear those moments of hope while you're in the struggle, and what that feels like and what that looks like. The links to my books are always in the description, so if you're interested in reading more about hope, feel free to check those books out. We all wish that we could change some things in our past, or we long for things that once were. But there's a reason that the rear view mirror is so small and the windshield is so large. Where you're headed is so much more important than where you've been. Feel that shift with me and say to yourself, I need to pivot. Recognize those nuggets of strength that you have gained during this difficult time. Add a prayer in your heart and start to look forward to a future that is, yes, a little bit different, but it's a confident future and one that you can succeed in. Remember, you are not alone in this. In fact, you are in very good company because we are all working on this together. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions or any comments, please put those down below. I love responding to everybody who wants some more information from me. If you have any ideas on some future things you'd like me to discuss, I'd be happy to do that. And don't forget to subscribe. If you're interested in my books, those are linked down below. We'll see you next time here on The Pickled Sunflower.